Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Superhero Deep Dive. I, as always, am your host, Jason, and I've got a great episode scheduled for you today. Before I get into it, let me get my disclaimers out of the way, and I have a little bit of housekeeping to do, so shouldn't be too bad. Now, as always, the information is pulled from different sources across the internet and may not be completely complete, but they do give a really good insight on the current superhero. With that being said, as always, if you are listening on a Tuesday or Thursday throughout the day, or if you feel like listening on a Tuesday or Thursday throughout the day, you can catch me on Outworld Fleet Radio. Their website is www.un-conventional.com/radio. Like I said, I'm throughout the day. You can catch me on YouTube under Superhero Deep Dive. I would love it if you subscribed, if you commented, liked, hit that notification bell, whatever you need to do. Help me grow the channel, that'd be wonderful. I actually do post superhero memes pretty much daily on that. With it. You can also catch me on Twitter or Instagram under Super Deep Dive, and I always use the hashtag Superhero Deep Dive. And you can email me directly if you'd like. My email address is b4itall, so b4itall@yahoo.com. I always have those open. I love having conversations with you guys. I get emails quite frequently with requests. And this is going to be no different. I actually have a request to cover Cassie Sandsmark, the blonde Wonder Girl. So we are going to cover her today, and I think next week I am covering Ambush Bug. I am still working on New Universe, so don't get me wrong on that, and I have a bunch of others that are just constantly added to the list. So, yeah. But more housekeeping, I'm sorry. If you were watching on YouTube, if you were watching my videos on YouTube, I was doing the podcast in two parts. And I would just upload like one on Tuesday, one part on Tuesday, one part on Thursday. I'm gonna stop doing that. It's a lot of extra work doing extra intros and outros and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't think I'm getting the same kind of interaction. And that's the whole point of this. Is I definitely want the views or listens or whatever. But I want the interaction more than anything. I want to actually have conversations with you guys. Share your opinions and kind of build up the characters, because that's how we make it work, right? So I don't think it was working too well with that. But every Friday I do have new videos posted with, like I think I just had one. It was dinosaurs as superheroes. I have cats as superheroes, dogs as superheroes. Superhero mashups are coming up. I did a slideshow of the Marvel swimsuit issues. Stuff like that, just like randomness. But they are a lot of fun. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to grow the channel. I do YouTube shorts. So yeah. But let's get into Cassie Sandsmark. I think I've covered this for too long. So, she's Wonder Girl. She's the blonde one. For the most part, I'm just going to reference her as Cassie or Cassandra. And that's just because we had one as Donna Troy. She was the original Wonder Girl. But then she's moved on to other things. She's kind of let go of that mantle. And she is so confusing. I hope I never do a deep dive on her, because she was crazy. And it's not her, it's just the way she was treated in the comics. They kind of redid her story about 3 or 4 different times. But Cassandra is the third character to be called Wonder Girl, the second being Donna Troy, following the earlier stories of a young Wonder Woman using the same name. Okay. Cassandra is the daughter of Dr. Helena Sandsmark, who's an archaeologist with whom Wonder Woman was working, and the Greek god Ares. During a fight with a Doomsday clone and another battle with Decay, she created a costume and used magical armor, which was the Sandals of Hermes and the Gauntlet of Atlas, to help Wonder Woman, much to her mother's horror. which is understandable because who would want to see their kid running out and trying to fight in dangerous situations? That's crazy. But Cassandra later had the opportunity to ask Zeus for a boon and requested real superpowers. Zeus granted her request, but gave Dr. Sandsmark the ability to deactivate them with a simple touch of her hand upon Cassie. Dr. Sandsmark, however, reluctantly accepted her daughter's wish to be a superhero and rarely, if ever, uses this ability. Wow, that is a terrible kind of like hook on Catch-22, right? Alright, Cassie heavily idolized Donna Troy, the original Wonder Girl, and to that effect wore a black wig over her natural blonde hair, which also helped her conceal her identity. Donna gave Cassie the second costume she wore as Wonder Girl, but Cassie was afraid to wear it and ruin it. She has then been trained by Artemis, the former stand-in for Wonder Woman, and as Wonder Girl, Cassie joined Young Justice due to her crush on Superboy. Because that's the best reason to join a super team, right? Work for Invincible. She became close friends with Arrowette, Secret, and Empress. During her time with that group, the Dark God Oblivion caused Wonder Woman's Wonder Dome Palace, to destroy Gateway City. That sounds like a playset, like, you know, for like action figures, like get Wonder Woman's Wonder Dome Palace. But anyways, Artemis offered Cassie to help with crowd control instead of wasting time putting on her Wonder Girl disguise. Agreeing with her, Cassie revealed her secret identity before news cameras for the first time in her superhero career. Towards the end of the Young Justice series, Cassie became the leader of the team after beating Robin during an election for command due to inter-team tension, following the recent revelation of Batman's security protocols against the rest of the Justice League. Young Justice, uncomfortable with the idea that Robin had similar plans to use on them, her secret identity was again publicly revealed when the second Silver Swan attacked her at high school. Here's the thing though, if Robin has those security protocols, if he's got these plans to take out any member of Young Justice, what's it matter if he's the leader or not, right? Like, he can do it just as well if he's a regular person or if he's a leader. Like, just, that doesn't make sense. But it did put her in a position of leadership. So Young Justice was disbanded after the events of Graduation Day, a crossover with the Titans, and during these events, Optitron, who was not actually a Transformer but definitely sounds like one, offered to fund both the Titans and Young Justice. Donna Troy was seemingly killed by a rogue Superman android, leaving Cassie shaken and causing both teams to disband. Cassie later joined some former members of Young Justice in the newest incarnation of the Teen Titans. Early on, she was gifted with a lasso by Ares, the Greek god of war and frequent enemy of Wonder Woman in the Amazons. Despite appearing similar to Wonder Woman's lasso, Cassie's lasso expels Zeus's lightning when used in anger. Over the course of the series, Ares often appeared to Wonder Girl to warn her about the coming war. During her time with the Titans, Cassie also developed a relationship with Superboy, whom she had had a crush on for years, before and throughout Young Justice. In Titans Tomorrow, the Titans are thrown 10 years into their future, where they encountered future versions of themselves. In this future, Cassie inherited the mantle of Wonder Woman after Diana was killed during the Crisis. She is often referred to as Ares Champion, and is in a relationship with Connor Kent, who was Superboy. Not the new one, who I think is John L. at the time, but it's Connor Kent. It is not revealed whether they are married or merely dating during this time, though. It was also during her Titans membership that she revealed to be Zeus's daughter, a fact that both Zeus and her mother kept from her for most of their life. Cassie was originally told by her mother that her biological father had died. But I thought, hold on. In the beginning, she was supposed to be the daughter of Ares, but now she's the daughter of Zeus. So they retconned something and changed it up, which is awesome. Only not. Okay, but she is told that her biological father died. Wonder Woman knew about Cassie's link to Zeus, but chose to hide this from Cassie as well at the request of Cassie's mother. In the Insiders, she was beaten by Superboy as a result of his possession by Lex Luthor. Though she recovered, Superboy secluded himself at the Kent farm in Smallville, where there had seemed to be strain in their relationship until the events of Infinite Crisis. When the Titans and the Outsiders learned that Donna Troy was still alive in the return of Donna, Cassie was among the heroes that traveled to the planet Minosis to reunite with her. Having had false memories implanted by the Titans of Myth, Donna savagely beat Cassie until Cassie was able to restore her true memories. During a battle against Brother Blood and a handful of zombie titans, she acknowledged that her powers were fluctuating and sometimes disappearing altogether. Despite this, Cassie attempted to help Superboy after she was beaten to near death by Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime is the Superboy of Earth 1, I believe, and or Earth 2, and he was kind of trapped outside of the universe, and he built a suit made with a bunch of tubes, it looked like, and it powered him, and he literally beat everyone else. Like, he was insane. Alright, but after saving him, Wonder Girl and the Titans infiltrated a LexCorp laboratory to find a way to cure Superboy. And this is regular Superboy, not Superboy Prime. While the other Titans flew to Bloodhaven, following attack from the Society, Cassie remained at Titan's Towers to watch over Superboy. When he awoke, the pair of them reconnected and remembered their past in Young Justice, which seemed so much happier and easier. Connor then took Cassie to Smallville, and afraid that it would be their last night together, they consummated their love. So yeah, they did the deed. They took care of what they needed to take care of. So now, Ares again appears to her and informed her that the reason behind her weakening power was Zeus's taking back the powers he had granted her as he left the mortal plane. Ares then offered Cassie some of his power in exchange for becoming his champion and acknowledging him as her brother. She joined Superboy and Nightwing up north with powers returned to assist in the assault on Lex Luthor's tower. Superboy sacrificed his life to defeat Superboy Prime and destroy the tower and died. Wow, that was very kind of anticlimactic. I'm sure it was better in the comics than it was written, but yeah. Okay, so directly after Infinite Crisis, the Teen Titans fall apart. Cassie, feeling abandoned by her best friends, leaves the Titans during the year in which 52 takes place. Following Robin's departure, Cassie becomes involved in a cult heavily influenced with Kryptonian culture, if I can only read that right. She sets up an altar in Titan's Tower with Kryptonian crystals and a gold figure with the Superman insignia, which means hope in Kryptonian. In case you haven't seen any of the Superman movies that constantly say that over and over. Cause yeah. Alright, soon Ralph Dibny, who is the elongated man, approaches her because someone defaced the grave of his wife Sue with an upside down S shield, which in Kryptonian means resurrection. What if that's just some dyslexic Kryptonian though? Like he was just saying hope she returns from the dead. I don't know. And he just did it wrong. Like, hope you feel better over her loss. I'm gonna write this on her gravestone. But I'm dyslexic, so I did it upside down. I'm not making fun of dyslexic people. I'm just saying there is a possibility. But anyways, about 5 days later, Cassie and her cult members meet with Ralph, who is the elongated man. Cassie mentions that it was another member, Dev M, who led her to join. Cassie explains that the goal of the cult is to resurrect Superboy, and as a test of their process, they intend to resurrect Sue Dibny. Cassie and Ralph attend a ceremony designed to resurrect Sue, but Ralph grows suspicious and with the help of other superheroes disrupts the ceremony, destroying the kryptonite which was essential to the process. Cassie leaves with Dev M blaming Ralph for destroying her chances to resurrect Superboy. After stopping Weather Wizard in Metropolis, Cassie meets Supernova and refers to him incorrectly as Con-El, who actually turns out to be Booster Gold in disguise. So dun dun dun, hopefully I didn't ruin 52 for you guys, considering it was years ago. I don't think it counts as a spoiler. Alright. During the 1 year later storyline, Wonder Girl is seen attempting to stop Gemini of the Brotherhood of Evil from escaping Star Labs with valuable technology, revealing that she had been following the Brotherhood for some time. She also sports a new costume influenced by that of the late Superboy. She now wears a Golden Age Wonder Woman themed t-shirt and denim jeans. Because that's the new outfit, I guess. I don't know. Alright, she temporarily rejoins the team under the suggestion of Cyborg so that they may combine forces to defeat the Brotherhood of Evil. After the Teen Titans and Doom Patrol defeat the Brotherhood, she decides to rejoin the team permanently. When she goes to tell Robin of her decision, she discovers his secretive and unsuccessful attempts to bring back Superboy. Though obsessed with having Connor back, Cassie reacts in horror, and in an attempt to quell Robin's anger at Cassie, the two kiss. Is that all it takes? Huh, okay. For a while, the two refuse to talk about the incident beyond coming to the agreement that it was a mistake. But they both have discussed it with others. With her life in disarray, Cassie has been having difficulty with her personal life, often having major confrontations with her mother. Cassie has also gained a new friendship with the recently returned Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, who has shared with her in mourning the loss of Superboy and Paradise Island. Cassie was also still very furious at Wonder Woman following the events of Infinite Crisis due to her belief that Wonder Woman abandoned her after Connor's death to play secret agent in a new civilian identity that Batman created for her after Infinite Crisis, and did not inform her about it. Diana and Cassie have not been able to discuss their past differences, leading to Cassie to turn to Supergirl and the now resurrected Donna Troy instead of emotional support dealing with Connor's death. Whew. Okay. Following the resurrection of Jericho at the hands of Raven, Wonder Girl and Robin request that Raven use the same ceremony to resurrect Superboy. You know, this is Wonder Girl's problem. She is obsessed with this guy, and I understand if you love them, but like, this is just, it's a little cringe, right? Like, this is thirsty. Am I using the term right? Because I'm old, so I don't know. But anyways, alright. They want to resurrect Superboy again. Raven calmly explains to them that it is not possible because Jericho's resurrection was a special case. Jericho's soul was still on Earth, imprisoned inside a computer disk. Because that makes sense. While Connor's has moved on to the afterlife. In the middle of this conversation with Robin and Raven, Wonder Girl is captured by Deathstroke's villainous Titans East after an attack by Inertia and Match. Each member of Titans East has been recruited to negate a specific Titan. Deathstroke selected Match, a Bizarro-type clone of Superboy, to counter Wonder Girl due to his strength and his warped visage of being a psychological edge against her. Alright, the Titans battle furiously against the Titans East, during which they are able to convince Batgirl and Duella Dent to switch sides. Unfortunately, the team is defeated by Slade's team a second time. However, Raven, Cyborg, and Duella Dent manage to get aid from Nightwing, Donna Troy, Beast Boy, and The Flash, who was Bart Allen at the time. Together, the Titans defeat Slade, who along with Inertia manages to escape. During the fight, Jericho possesses Match, and the team is reluctant to release Match due to the danger he possesses. In the Countdown Limited series, Cassie attends Bart Allen's funeral, and during a heated and controversial eulogy, she vows to get revenge for Bart's death. Bum bum bum. Okay, Cassie then becomes involved in the Amazons' attack on Washington, D.C. Supergirl and Wonder Girl discover that their friends and family have been placed in an internment camp due to their ties to the Amazons. After a failed attempt to aid them, the two heroes agree to bring the U.S. president to Queen Hippolyta, I'm hoping I said that right, in order to stop the war. They are ambushed by a group of Amazons, and in the process, which causes the president to become mortally wounded. The actions of the Amazons and Wonder Girl's own involvement cause public outcry against all those who have followed in Wonder Woman's footsteps. Ultimately, Cassie declares that despite her training and past, she is not an Amazon, preferring her ties to the Teen Titans over that of the Amazons. Accepting her decision, Artemis wishes her well and leaves Cassie to her own devices. Wonder Girl then celebrates by sharing another kiss with Robin in front of her teammates, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Alright, in the months following the kiss, Cassie and Tim continue to go through the will they, won't they moments in which they both continue to question the validity of their relationship. And then, following a battle against an army of future Titans, the pair decided to at last have a date. So they're just like making out here and there, and then they're like, you know what, maybe we should actually try this as a couple. Because that's what they do. Alright, unfortunately their relationship is short-lived, as after their first official date, Cassie ends the relationship because she feels she is using Tim. This has resulted in a growing animosity between the pair, which has begun to bleed into their relationships with the other Titans. That sucks, because then it's kind of like you gotta take sides, and whether they want to or not, you gotta take sides. And who are you staying with? Alright, during the events of Blackest Night, Cassie joins Kid Flash and Beast Boy as part of a small group of past and present Titans who assemble at Titan's Tower. Lacking assistance from Static, Miss Martian, Blue Beetle, Bombshell, and Aqua Girl, each of whom are presumably defending their other cities, the team barely survives the onslaught. After Dawn Granger uses her abilities to destroy the Black Lanterns, Cassie and the others travel to Coast City in order to assist Barry Allen and Hal Jordan in their battle with Nekron, the leader of the Black Lantern Corps. To the horror of the gathered heroes, Nekron uses his ability to transform several once dead heroes into Black Lantern, including Superboy, Kid Flash, Donna, and Wonder Woman. In the ensuing battle, Cassie is killed when Donna Troy violently tears her heart out. However, it is then revealed that the entire battle was an imagination of Wonder Woman, because that makes sense, and Cassie is still shown to be alive. When Black Lantern Connor attacks Cassie, all the while attempting to break free from the Black Ring's control, Connor manages to break the control in temporary short lapses, which he uses to alert Cassie about the solution to his Black Lantern problem. The battle moves to the fortress, where Cassie realizes that Connor was referring to when he told them to move to the Fortress of Solitude. Connor's corpse placed where he awaits. Hold on. Yeah, okay, I don't know. But Connor's corpse placed where he awaits his resurrection in the Legion of Three Worlds. The Black Ring, confused, leaves the living Connor and tries to attach itself to his corpse. But Connor awakens his freeze breath ability, which freezes the ring, and Cassie throws it into orbit. After reconciling, the pair heads back to Coast City for the final battle with Nekron's army. So that was really confusing. I'm sorry. I don't know if maybe when I was typing this up, if I missed something. But it sounds like Connor or Superboy had been given her clues to take him to the Fortress of Solitude. She did. And there he kind of got like in a time lapse or time vortex. I don't know. But they tricked the ring, basically. Okay, after this, Cassie travels to New York to confront Cyborg about Beast Boy's statements. He assures her that she is capable of leading the Titans, and she returns to the team and admits to them that she is done moping over Connor and Eddie. She then leads the team to the city of Dakota in order to rescue Static, who had been kidnapped by a superhuman gangster named Holocaust. After hearing about the battle between Static and Holocaust in downtown Dakota, Cassie arrives on the scene with Bombshell and Aquagirl. The three heroines are easily defeated and captured by Holocaust, who then informs them that he plans on killing them and weaponizing their powers in order to sell. Beast Boy and the other Titans arrive at the compound to retrieve their comrades, but end up being overpowered and defeated themselves. At the last second, Cyborg bursts into the compound with Superboy and Kid Flash, preparing to rescue the other Titans. Cassie is soon freed and assists Superboy in holding off Holocaust while the other Titans make their escape. And in the final battle, Cassie uses her lasso to bind the villain, allowing Kid Flash to finish him off by sending him plummeting into the Earth's inner core. And though thanks to his superhuman durability, Static remarks that the core would not kill him. On the plane ride back to San Francisco, Connor remarks that Cassie seems to be ignoring him, and she simply responds by telling him that he is correct. Okay, cool deal. We're almost done with the history, but she's got a lot, and a lot of it is centered around Superboy, which was really hard to kind of like weed through. Alright, let's see. Cassie later travels to Gotham City alongside several of her other fellow Titans after Ra's al Ghul begins targeting people close to Tim Drake. She attempts to rescue Barbara Gordon from members of the League of Assassins, but arrives to find that she has already defeated the men that attempted to kill her. And during the events of Brightest Day, Cassie confronts a recently resurrected Titan by the name of Osiris when he arrives at Titan's Towers, looking for help from his former teammates. Cassie tries to convince Osiris to turn himself over to the police for the murdering of the Persuader during 52, but he angrily brushes her off and flees before Cassie can contact the authorities. Blue Beetle then asks if the Titans should go after them, but Cassie simply replies by saying that Osiris will return, and then rhetorically asks, where else can he go? He can go anywhere. He's a freaking superhero. He can do what he wants. Right? I like the terrible writing. Alright. After a disastrous mission to another dimension in order to rescue Raven, the Titans are torn asunder. Miss Martian is rendered comatose, Static is left temporarily depowered, and Aquagirl and Bombshell are missing and presumed dead at sea. Despite her pleas for Static to stay, Wonder Girl is ultimately left with a roster consisting of only herself, Superboy, Kid Flash, Raven, and Beast Boy. A short time after this, the Titans rescue Bombshell and Aquagirl, who are both removed from the team by Wonder Girl. When asked about this decision, as well as the subsequent choice to invite the unstable Rose Wilson back to the team, Wonder Girl states that Kid Devil's death has forced her to realize that inexperienced team heroes have no place on the team. At the same time, she admits to Connor that she is having trouble reconciling her knowledge as a leader with her fear of losing him again. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so that's her history. What do you guys think? Like, it's kind of crazy, right? Does she seem like the desperate girlfriend to you? Because she seems like that to me. Like, every chance they've given her to grow, the character has not really grown. Like, it's kind of like she takes one step forward, two steps back, and that's really, really frustrating. I don't know. I'm not super happy with it. But it's interesting nonetheless, right? Let's get into her powers. Alright, now, Cassie originally received her powers from a number of mystical artifacts employed by Artemis during her time as Wonder Woman. These included the Gauntlet of Atlas and the Sandals of Hermes, which provided her with the powers of strength and speed and flight, respectively. She was eventually granted similar abilities by Zeus as her fondest wish. Discouraged by previously shown arrogance in his children, who is Ares and Heracles, Zeus also blessed Cassandra's mother with the ability to take away her powers for a short time via a simple touch. Now, shortly after joining the Teen Titans, Ares approached her and gave Cassandra her own magic lasso. Unlike Wonder Woman's lasso of truth, Cassandra's is a weapon which channels Zeus's lightning when she becomes angry. When the Greek gods left the mortal plane as a result of the events of Infinite Crisis, taking Cassandra's powers along with them, Ares offered her some of his power, saying that she would be more powerful than she's ever been. What this entails is not made entirely clear, though she appeared to have retained all of her former abilities. And in a storyline taking place 1 year later, Cassie was shown catching a falling jet, which she was surprised to at even being able to accomplish. However, while trying to stop the military from detaining her mother, Ares caused her powers to fluctuate when he believes she is wasting them on frivolous matters. In the end, Ares was not pleased with Cassandra as his champion, and he returned another to take her place. During a battle with Ares' son, King Lycus, who also drew power from him, Cassie was able to cast away her connection to the war god and tap into her own powers as a demigod, like her brother Heracles. Her real powers increased to gain even greater level of strength than before. Currently having tapped into her own demigoddess powers, Cassie is an Olympian powerhouse. Although she is not as powerful as Wonder Woman or Donna Troy, Cassie is still a powerful young woman. Her lasso has apparently also changed, enabling her to turn Lycus into dust with a simple order. Wow, that's kind of messed up. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, Cassie was trained by the Amazon Artemis and is extremely well trained in the use of various weapons and various martial arts. She is also a very capable leader and strategist. And after the New 52 reboot, Cassie's powers have changed yet again. Her powers are now derived from the silent armor that she wears, which was forged in the heart of a sun and is apparently related to the demon known as Trigon. Her armor is invisible unless she summons it or is in a combat situation, but she is always able to use its powers. The armor usually appears as a glittering red bodysuit, golden gauntlets, and occasionally a hood. The armor grants her powers similar to those of her pre-reboot counterparts, such as superhuman strength, which could put her on par with Superboy and fight him for a while, durability, but she is still vulnerable to piercing weapons, superhuman reflexes, speed, superhuman senses, and the power to fly at high speeds. The armor also grants her a glowing red lasso that appears similar to barbed wire. The lasso is infinite in length, is virtually indestructible, and can drain the life force out of those wrapped in its confines. Cassie's armor also appears to have a mind of its own and has taken over her mind and body on a few occasions. It was later revealed that Cassie has divine heritage as well, as her father was revealed to be Wonder Woman's elder brother Lennox. How many fathers does this girl have? Cassie discovered she was the granddaughter of Zeus and that she still had her powers even without the silent armor because of her divine heritage, and she was able to resist the silent armor's influence because of that. So they just kind of went crazy, and I don't like how they keep messing with her, but hopefully she's established now. Alright, fun facts. In the episode Paradise Lost from the first season of the Justice League animated series, Wonder Woman saves a young blonde girl from a tree. When Wonder Woman returns the girl to her mother, the mother calls the girl Cassie. This is an obvious reference to Cassie Sandsmark from the comics. Wonder Girl appears in the Young Justice Invasion episode Happy New Year. She's introduced as a team member of the team's Beta Squad alongside Batgirl, where they first appear to fight Lobo, who was targeting UN Secretary General Sang, who was actually an alien in disguise. In Alienated, Wonder Girl and Wonder Woman were part of a Delta Squad during the mission to stop the Krolosians on Melina Island. Well, while they were fighting, Wonder Girl was being a fangirl over her mentor, and Wonder Woman herself called her out on it. They both took out multiple mechs, and when they learned the base was set to explode, she and the team retreated to the bioship. In Beneath, she, Miss Martian, Bumblebee, and Batgirl liberated a group of abductees guarded by Mammoth, Icicle Jr., Devastation, Shimmer, and Simon in Bialia. In Before the Dawn, Wonder Girl and Alpha Squad followed a Manta Flyer from Star City to the Reach's headquarters to rescue their captured teammates and other abductees. The operation was cut short by a Reach enforcer who Wonder Girl dubbed as Black Beetle. As he overpowered and easily defeated the team one by one, Cassie contacted the other heroes for help. I'm sorry guys, if I'm messing up on words, it's because I'm not feeling super great, but I have to get this podcast done so I can get it out for you all, so I apologize. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Black Beetle pinned her against the door and mercilessly slammed her into it repeatedly until she was down. Blue Beetle, Beast Boy, and Impulse arrived, and while Blue Beetle held off the Black Beetle, Impulse and Beast Boy helped the team aboard the bioship and escaped. Wonder Girl and Tim Drake became a couple shortly thereafter, and Wally West's death was the catalyst in giving Wonder Girl the courage to kiss Robin, not Wally West. But in the third season, she tries to patch things up with Tim Drake after he leaves the team and becomes a member of Batman Inc. Okay, later in the season, she helps found the Outsiders alongside Beast Boy, Blue Beetle, Static, Geoforce, and Bart Allen. She returns in season 4, becoming more of a leader after Beast Boy suffers a severe bout of depression as a result of Superboy's presumed death. Okay, Cassie Sandsmark then makes a cameo appearance in the DC animated movie Justice League: Throne of Atlantis. She is shown eating dinner behind the table of Superman and Wonder Woman. When Cyborg and Shazam come to fetch them via boom tube, Cassie stands up and exclaims, "I love you, Shazam." She is apparently wearing a Shazam t-shirt. The Young Justice version of Cassie Sandsmark, along with Artemis, Zatanna, and Miss Martian, makes a cameo appearance as home viewers in Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. Wow. I don't know if I need to actually find that movie then and watch it just to see that cameo. Maybe I'll look to see if it's on YouTube. Alright, let's see. Cassandra Sandsmark, Wonder Girl, appears in the DC Universe Online, voiced by Mindy Raymond. In the Heroes campaign, Cersei gives Giganta Wonder Girl's powers, and the heroes must save her and defeat Giganta. Alright, Cassie Sandsmark, or as Wonder Girl, appears in Young Justice Legacy. She has 4 available costumes, the standard Young Justice costume, the comic book version with jeans and a red top, Wonder Woman's costume, and a New 52 variant. Alright, Cassie appears in Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. She also appears in Cyborg's ending in Injustice 2. She also appears as a playable character in the mobile game DC Legends. And she appears as a playable character in Lego DC Supervillains. And lastly, she was a regular character in Pendant Productions' Wonder Woman, Champion of Themyscira serial webcast. So she's got a lot of little appearances here and there. All of them make her out to be some fangirl, which I really don't like. But what do you guys think? Am I totally off base with this? Am I totally off base thinking that she is just being represented time and time again as this like love-struck character that's basically a thirst trap? I mean, they have so much potential. But let me know. Like I said before, you can catch me on YouTube under Superhero Deep Dive. Comment, like, subscribe, leave a comment in the videos. If you have any questions, comments, critiques, requests for future videos, let me know in that. You can always shoot me a DM or comment on any of the posts on Twitter or Instagram under Super Deep Dive, and let me know what you think. I always use the hashtag Superhero Deep Dive as well. And you can always send me an email directly at b4itall@yahoo.com. But I'd love to hear what you guys think of Wonder Girl, because this is crazy, in my opinion. But let me get to my favorite part. this is my power expansions. This is where I go and I say, like, do they need an animated series? Do they need a new comic storyline? Do they need a movie, a live action series? Like, where do we go? If we do something live action, who do we cast for this? Like, what do we do? What's the storyline? So, there's always something about the teen characters that I absolutely love. And I think it's mainly because they're more fallible than their adult counterparts. Like, they can make mistakes, sometimes fatal mistakes, but they can still make them and they can learn and grow from that. And it also helps them, it also helps shape them for future decisions. And I find that with older superheroes, like, even when they make mistakes, they tend to go back into their old habits or patterns. And I think that mainly has to do with the long history of their writing and being established as a certain persona, I guess, or certain, like that character, so to speak. So I think Cassie has a much better history than her counterpart Donna Troy, and that's because they've rebooted her numerous times. It's really hard for fans to follow her. And if it's hard for fans to follow Donna Troy, then it's really hard for new viewers that come into the show or come into the movie or whatever. It's really hard for them to know about the character. So with that being said, I think Cassie should start to be groomed as the future Wonder Woman in the movies, or at least in a support kind of role. And let me explain. Like, the Wonder Woman franchise, and at least the cinematic part, the cinematic universe, can be really rich and diverse. In fact, I think the first Wonder Woman movie was overall one of my favorite superhero movies ever. Like, it was really well done. And one of the things that the movie showed that I really loved was the diversity on Amazon Island. And with that, we can theoretically lay the groundwork for long-term storytelling. And I want to explain. Before I get more into it, in the comics, they have actually had other Amazon islands, not just Themyscira, or I think sometimes they call it Paradise Island. But there are other ones where the Amazons are different nationalities. They have slightly different training. But it opens that door. Okay. So Gal Gadot is, as amazing as she is, she just simply can't hold the Wonder Woman role forever. And that doesn't mean that we have to just let that go, right? Like we shouldn't just let it go and cast a new Wonder Woman. But there are other Wonder Women in the comics now. Please forgive me if I get this wrong, but I'm just kind of going by memory on this. I'm free shooting it, going from the hip. But I think there's Nubia, who's the person of color, the black woman. There could also be like an Asian one, maybe a Hispanic one, a Middle Eastern one. Like, who knows? I really don't know all of them, but I saw with the diversity on the island in the movies that there could be. Because what if each island has their own champion? With there being different nationalities on Themyscira, we can even have it to where Amazons are traveling from one place to another, so they can keep, that diversity going. I don't know, but I think there's possibilities there. But with them all, with all the different Wonder Woman there, or Amazons, the one thing that they would need, the one thing Wonder Woman would need, is a link to the modern world. She had that with Chris Pine's character. She needs that. That's one of the things she constantly needs. And that's where Cassie comes in. She needs to be that support role. She can keep her origin, to where, her mom was an architect, or an archaeologist, and finds, these items. Cassie wears them, helps out Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman takes her to Themyscira, and she trains and kind of proves her worth. Something like that. It can keep relatively similar. But she needs to prove herself worthy to the Amazons, come back to the normal world, and be Wonder Woman's sidekick. And as she gets older and stronger, maybe Wonder Woman gets injured, or she gets called back to the to Themyscira for whatever reason. And Nubia comes to take her place, the Black Wonder Woman, who is awesome. From the artwork I've seen, from the reviews I've read, I haven't done a lot of research on her yet, but she is on my list. Someone actually, I don't know if it was the same person that requested Nubia, but just this past week, Nubia was added to the list. So, she can take her place, right? And she can be the new Wonder Woman with Cassie as a sidekick to help bridge that gap and keep the modern references. And then as a result, Nubia can train Cassie in something that we can actually do as a kind of a more African style, which could be awesome, because then you have a whole nother culture that you're pulling and paying respect to. It's almost like, how the people were doing the weapons in the Black Panther movie, something similar to that. But she gets exposed to that. And theoretically, we can go through 3 or 4 Wonder Womans before passing the role on to Cassie, who then becomes this ultimate kind of character that feeds from the teaching of all the other Wonder Women before her. Taking on their culture and heritage as well, and just grows from that. And by that time, we could introduce another Wonder Girl to the comics that Cassie would start to train and take on as a sidekick as well. In this way, the franchise never actually has to end. It just constantly evolves and grows, which could ultimately, I know I keep saying that and I'm sorry, but it could ultimately enrich the character and make her this female role model for everyone, because she takes on and respects all the different cultures and heritages of the Wonder Woman that came before her. We can actually see, during combat scenes when this all pans out, she does something that is specifically Greek in origin, like the more the Greco-Roman wrestling moves. She can do something with some of, we can even see Brazilian capoeira moves. If there's an Asian one, we can see something, more wushu style. We can see all these things kind of folding one into another, and even go to some of the African martial arts. There's so much stuff that can be there, and it can be embodied in one character. And as they grow, we can grow as viewers. But what do you think? What do you think of that? I think it has a lot of potential. But who are we casting? I honestly, I like the blonde Cassie, but I don't think it's important to the character. I think it could really be anyone. And since it could realistically be anyone, I went and looked at Disney and Nickelodeon stars, the young stars that are just getting their start. They're not great right now, but they have potential, and they're growing and they're learning. And Zendaya is one of my favorite actresses. She got her start there too, right? Doing Disney shows, and she grew as an actress and she developed. It's not unheard of, right? But I was looking at them, and I figured that if they were younger, they could build more into that role, and it would last more long term. So as I was looking, I saw one. She was born in 2003, so she's about 19 years old. And her name is Lizzie Green. I saw her and thought she'd make a great Cassie Sandsmark, just because physically she's blonde, she's in shape, she's pretty, and just so immediately it pulls from the comic. But like I said, it could be anyone. But she was on this show my son watched from Nickelodeon that had like triplets in it, and she was the sister triplet. So I saw a couple episodes. It was funny. It wasn't great, but at the same time, she's young. She's into something else now, I think called like A Million Little Things or something like that. But I don't really know much more than that. But she had like these sharp features in her jawline and chin, which isn't bad. And she did gymnastics apparently, which could play well with that kind of warrior woman, that Wonder Woman type role. So she's who I chose. What do you guys think? Look her up. It's LIZZYGREENE, Lizzie Green. And you could picture her as, I think you could picture her as Cassie, right? You could picture her as a Wonder Girl. But let me know what you guys think. Like I said, you can feel free, if you're watching on YouTube, comment, subscribe, like the video, leave some kind of discussion. Let's do it. If you have requests for other episodes, let me know. If you have critiques, let me know. I'm open to it. If you like the long form format better than splitting it up into multiple episodes, let me know with that too. Because if you guys would prefer it being the multiple episodes, I'll do that. But I'll still keep the podcast the same. But yeah, catch me under YouTube under Superhero Deep Dive. You can catch me on Twitter or Instagram at Super Deep Dive. And use the hashtag Superhero Deep Dive. And also you can email me directly at b4itall at yahoo.com. I think I'm going to finish it up from here. There's a lot. I think next week I am doing Ambush Bug. So that was a request. I'm doing that one. I've got Starbrand from the New Universe coming up soon. I've also got Strong Guy, Spiral, Phantom Lady, Huntress, Nubia, and Flatline. So I've got a bunch that were coming in. I love you guys. I can't wait to get these taken care of and get knocked out, but I gotta feel better first. So in the meantime, everyone be blessed, be happy, be safe, be smart, and if you're not smart, don't get caught. I'll see you later, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.